This is part 2 of Free to Believe with Eniola Who, featuring Yeye on Buddhism. Oh, do you feel like you found your spirit's home?
So it's very interesting because I don't know. And why I say that I don't know is at the point I became disillusioned with Buddhism. Because the principles are different, but it's the same human beings. You know, so you've got that human factor, which is always there. So whilst you're encouraged to contribution is not only financial. You know, contribution is you can come and sweep, come and arrange. We do a lot of fruits. You know, so you can buy fruits. I mean, the cool thing is that after every meeting, you sit down, get beer.
Nice.
You know, so we sit down and we gist.
Are you guys do you guys have special diets like vegetarian, vegan, or everyone just...
So Buddhism is daily life. That's what we need. You can. So if
life.
you're vegetarian and you're an SGI Buddhist, it's fine. If you're a meat eater, it's fine. If you're bisexual, it's fine. If you're trans, it's fine. You know, just do you.
Just do you.
You know, and you as you are. So that was for me the basic. So the first meeting I had, the chapter's chief said something, and it resonated with me. He said, "You are second to none." Right, and it made me kind of think that. So I can actually be special. I can actually be. So unlike where in other religions where they feel you're born into sin, in this practice we believe you're born a Buddha. And what happens is that, you know, with life you're kind of separate from that reality until you can find the way back to your Buddhahood, which is, so we believe everybody is a Buddha. Everybody is second to none. Everybody is special. So there's a thing that they tell you that when you're having a problem with someone, you have to always try and tell yourself to find the Buddha nature in that person, and that's your connection with that person. But for me, when the human factor, you know, the practice has changed my life in so many ways. There are amazing people there. They are my support system. But because I have a mentor, a Buddhist mentor in Japan. He's one of my bestest friends. He's someone who's shared a lot of his profound wisdom. He's been practicing, I think, for 30 or 40 years. You know, he's over. Well, let me not say his age. I might not like his age. He's so wise, and he told me that I had a right to question, and he told me I had a right to experience it in my own way. So you sometimes have people that tell you, "Oh, this is the way we do things. If you're not doing it this way, you're not doing it the right way." And that's always been my struggle. You know, why must it only be that way? Who said? You know, the person that said it. Why? You know, because I will, and because Buddhism itself talks about actual proof. When you're talking actual proof, but you're coming to tell me that it must only be one way, then that's not you telling me. For me, at a point, it kind of disillusioned me in that I felt, because this is a philosophy that says you should see the Buddha nature in everybody and teaches about value creation and everything, that everybody should automatically, that is practicing it, be like that. So maybe I was also a bit simplistic in my thought process, you know, when I started to join. But I kind of, at some point, I sat down and what I judge. Buddhism. So when you say, have I found my spirit home? I have in a lot of ways, but I don't think it stops me from practicing other things. So I can practice traditional. I've always been very interested in Ifa.
So even if you're still open to other things, I just want to know if you're feeling like, okay, I'm on the right path. It doesn't mean like this is it, you know.
Definitely.
Do you feel like you're good? How many members do you think are in the Buddhist society?
So we used to have,
the ones that
from what I heard, because they've been practicing here, I think, for like 30 years or so. Definitely over 20 years. So what I heard, that there used to be like 3,000 to 5,000 members or something. There used to be a lot of members, and then there were fractions when the SGI separated from the major Nichiren Daishonin sect in Japan, and so numbers reduced drastically. I would say we're probably like 1,000
Oh, that's a really small community, but I like small communities.
And we're in different, and so it's very, everybody kind of like family-ish.
Yeah, okay.
So everybody knows everybody, everybody's there for everybody. So it's, but it's, the thing about it is that we're getting a lot of more new members from the younger generation, the younger people. We're finding they're looking for something else. And I have a couple of my friends that have started practicing Buddhism because they saw the difference that it made to my life. I didn't tell them come anywhere. You know, they're like, oh, you know, what's your change? What's up? This is what I'm doing. That's where it ends. I wouldn't tell anybody to become a Buddhist. I would tell you to find your truth.
Find your truth.
To find what works for you.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
Are they Buddhists? Or how do you raise them? Faith-wise, belief-wise?
So, you know, it's funny because recently, my son is 4, and recently someone asked him who Jesus Christ was, and he was asking the person whether Jesus Christ is a fish. And he goes, is he a fish? I'm like, no. He goes, is he a dog? I'm like, no. And then, you know, they were looking at me like, how can your child not know? You know, the thing about it is that my children don't have a religion. But I feel that what's important is that they know their other religions. They understand. So my younger sisters, they told me that I should let them start going to church more for them to understand the basics of the different religions. My daughter understands Islam. They will understand Buddhism, understand Christianity, because at the end of the day, and that's also, you know, how to survive in an Abrahamic society. My sister felt that it was better for them if they at least understood. So they didn't stand out as much.
It can be brutal if you're not in Abrahamic.
Especially for a young child.
In Nigeria.
You know? So my children know what is right and what is wrong. They're well behaved. They're polite.
So whatever they choose for you, it's fine. So far their spirits is at peace, you're good.
Me, I'm good.
That's what's up. So if people want to know more about Buddhism, where do they go? In Nigeria, because this is...
Okay, so we've got a number of places where we practice all over Nigeria. We've got a number of districts. We've got, I think, 2 on the island. We've got a couple on the mainland. We've got in the different states. So that's a very good question, though.
Is there a website? Like, is there a Nigerian Buddhist Association? Like, because I know there's Nigerian Atheist Association. I didn't.
So we're not registered yet. I think we're in the process of getting that registration. I think they have a Facebook page. To be honest, I never really have to answer that question because we know each other. Most people would come directly to me, and I guess maybe they should just contact you and then you can.
You know what? Send it to me and I'll put it in the description in case anyone wants to know more about Buddhism.
Okay, definitely.
Oh wow, this was enlightening and like really cool. When you told me about Buddhists, I almost screamed. I was like, oh my god, the Buddhists in Nigeria! I'm so excited, you know, because I really didn't.
I get a lot of people. I'm very open about my Buddhism. I don't hide it. So I told one of my friends I was coming here. So almost my friends were supportive. This is some new person I just started talking to, you know. And he gives me why would you want to do that? Why would you want to put yourself out there for ridicule? Why would you want people to know that you're Buddhist? Don't you know these things don't get erased? But I'm like, this is me. This is who I am. It's part of who I am. Why should I hide?
Exactly.
Why should I be? And then he asked me a question. He said, that's so if my husband says that if I don't go to church, I'm not, the marriage is over, or someone says, oh, you must follow me to my church, what would I do? Or if someone says, I won't marry you unless you follow me to my church, what would you do? And I'm like, first of all, I wouldn't even be with that kind of person.
There you go.
In the first place.
There you go.
So we won't even reach.
Exactly.
And he goes, so you won't go with him to church. So what will you people be doing together? So what's the point of being married if you don't do stuff together? I said, spirituality is not a combined thing. All of us are, we came separately, we're going separately. There's this Kahil Gibran book that I read, The Prophet, where it says about relationships, let there be space in your togetherness. And it talks about 2 pillars, when they hold up a building. You don't put pillars together. You separate them, so there's space in your togetherness and that support for your life. But so it's about me having that space and being able to grow as my own person and be the best version of myself that I can be with that other person, and both of us grow together, add value to each other, and add value to the external community. Funny enough, until he spoke to me, I hadn't really made up my mind. I was still going, maybe no, maybe. Speaking to him made me determined because I felt we have to have these conversations. People can't just assume, you know, so I should hide the fact that I'm Buddhist. I'm not a bad person. I don't do bad things. I am just me. I'm trying to be the best version of myself that I can be, and this is a practice that helps me do that. So I'm happy to be able to be here and answer questions. We don't do the different gods. So people always confuse Buddhism and Hinduism.
How?
Because it's Indian and their statues. You know, we don't do that. We believe there's a life force, but it's not God, and we believe that life force contains both negative and positive. You know, because and that's what creates the balance. You know, so I really hope that people can have lots more of these conversations. I'm so happy to be able to meet the traditionalists. And I want to be able to meet a lot more people. In my practice, we have people that come from other parts of the world, relocate to Nigeria, and they can be here for 4 years and not know that there's an SGI community out there.
Hopefully now you guys will know, so that you have access to this information and community, and you can find your path, find your spirit. And learn.
And
exactly.
Read and
the world
knowledge.
is such a big place. There's diversity in thought, and there's so much for us to learn out there. And most importantly, connect back to our true selves. Thank you so much, Yeye, for this. It's been very enlightening, very informational. I feel like I'm leaving a class right now. That's what I see how I feel. I feel like I'm walking out of class. And I appreciate you coming here to talk to me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me and having the conversation. And thank you. I think it's really something that we really need. So it's very brave of you too.
Thank you. Thank you.